Hey everyone, as you know, my name is Goliath and I'm the artist, author and creator of the Goliath Tarot deck. And also have a YouTube channel where I look at a lot of esoteric things and I do kind of card explanations and share my feelings and thoughts on all things occult and mystical. And I am in Melbourne, Victoria, and as some of you know, I am back in a lockdown. And today I wanted to do something that just makes me feel so inspired and so moved. And I thought I would share reading this beautiful kids book by Shawn Tan. It is called CICADA, and it is just a masterpiece for me. It is a very complicated kids book, but at the same time it's depicted very simplicity. I don't even know if that's a word. Simple. I guess it's simple, but it just works and the message comes across really well. And I thought I would read it through and then I'm going to kind of share my thoughts on it a little bit, and we're going to look at a page by page breakdown. So if you've got a little bit of time, come and take a seat and have a minute, and let's have a look at CICADA by Shawn Tan. CICADA work in tall building, data entry clerk, 17 year, no sick day, no mistake, talk. 17 year, no promotion, human resources say CICADA not human, talk. No CICADA allowed in office bathroom, CICADA go downtown, 12 blocks, each time company dock pay, talk. Human never finish work, CICADA always stay late, finish work. Nobody thanks CICADA, talk. Human co-worker, no like CICADA, say things, do things, think CICADA stupid, talk. CICADA no afford rent, live in office workspace, company pretend not to know, talk. 17 year, CICADA retire, no party, no handshake, boss say clean desk, talk. No work, no money, no home, CICADA go to top of tall building, time to say goodbye, talk. Something's happening. Oh, wow. Free. CICADA all fly back to forest. Sometimes think about human. Can't stop laughing. Talk. And there's the name tag. And here is the last page of the book, which is just so beautiful. So if you enjoyed that, I'll leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this. I'm going to have a look at this. I can see this contrast here. We've got this beautiful explosion of nature and animals and the forest and the natural world. But yet at the start of the book, if we go back to the start, we can see this cityscape, which is very rigid. It's very architectural, where form follows function. It's very cold, it's very gray, it's void of life, it's man-made. And it's very, I'm not sure of the word, I think it's centrifugal, I'm not sure, but it's void of any emotion. It's gray, stone, cold. We've got this natural world, which is returned to. And we'll have a look at the intro, which is just perfect. We see the intro, which is dehumanizing us when we wear like a name tag or we're a part of a company. We get a number or a barcode and we're another brick in the wall. We fit into society. We're forced to fit into society. We're forced to compete with each other for limited resource. This book encapsulates capitalism. And not that I'm a socialist, but at the same time, capitalism doesn't really work. Socialism doesn't really work. And until something else comes along, we're all kind of trapped in this paradigm where it's doomed to collapse at some point. And this book is so subtly and beautifully showing the alien kind of coming in and being a part of society and then making a joke of it because it's just so fucked up. And we've got the character here, yet again, in this kind of, if you ever worked in an office building, it's like you're in a pod, you're in a little square space, like a little cramped, everything's gray. The artwork is just absolutely gorgeous. It's been conveyed so well. It's got this big pile of papers to get through, and he's just basically like a hamster on a wheel. He's just got to keep running and going and going and going, and he's just being, the clock's behind him, it reminds him of the time. Everything that you do is measured and controlled and micromanaged. Everything that you say, think and feel is all negated by someone else, like a script or some shit like that. And I've been in these roles. I know how this feels. You know, it seems, you know, he's not treated as a human, even though he's the most feeling of the humans. And I love that he's green, because green is like growth, and you've got all this gray around you. And, you know, it's being dehumanized. He's not treated like a human, even though it's human resources and their job is to look after the humans, but who pays the human resources? You know, who takes care of their bills? So generally, in my experience, HR is just another form of protection of the company. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And so they just are very good at making things go away. You know, they don't want to deal with the human element or what it does. And that tends to be around mental health. Like, this is a mental health story in itself really, which is society can completely destroy you and break you down. And or your workplace breaks you down, or the workload's completely, you know, unbearable, and you begin to collapse and buckle. And of course, someone will just quickly replace you, because everyone's replaceable. And at any moment, someone can come up to you and say, we don't have a place for you here anymore, goodbye. There is no job security, there is no stability, and it's very much a cutthroat thing. And the construct of a business is a triangle, where as the higher it goes up, you know, the more cutthroat, the stakes get higher, and the pound of flesh is demanded more from you, or the stake from you is into the company. So this is such an interesting look at that. And you can see with the human resources here, it's just the depiction of his back's turned. He's not even facing him. He's not acknowledging him. And, you know, it's just, yeah, being used. This one here is really spoke to me here, where we see him going down in the elevator, where he just, to go have lunch or to get, you know, if you ever worked in an office building, you know, they don't include the time generally that you take to get down to the bottom of the building. So you've got less than like 15 minutes of a day to quickly eat something which is close by and get straight back up there and log back in, because every second of your time is milked. Every second of your energy is consumed by a company that, you know, obviously couldn't care less about you. This to me is very Escher-like. I love this. I'm going to zoom in close so you can see the depiction of like the symmetry here, where everything's the same, everyone fits in. There's like, it's like a gridlock, and here he is, and he's staying back late, and he's giving his heart and soul. And I think this is kind of goes without saying when someone works for a company for many years and they think the company is going to look after them. No, the company's going to get rid of you, because they've got to pay you out more, because you'll accrue more leave when you leave the company. So that's not exactly accurate in a lot of depictions. And this page here, I mean, it's just workplace bullying, which is why, you know, for me as an artist, I mean, hell to me would have been working in behind a desk, working in an office, working for a company that, and I kind of often feel like the bigger the company, the less soul it has, the less personal it is. So everyone's just a number, and they have to cut those numbers when they need to conserve power for the people at the top. And it's just, you know, it's a perfect depiction of the little people that get stepped on, the peasants, the ones at the bottom, which are the ones that are actually making the wheel turn for people above other people. So this image is quite triggering. And for me, workplaces in general tend to be just, you know, cesspits of bitching, bullying, backstabbing, favoritism, micromanaging, all of the fuckery that goes into an office job or any type of human interaction in a work environment. And here we've got this human co-worker, no like cicada, say things, do things, think cicada's stupid. Yeah, so they think he's stupid. He doesn't have an opinion because he's just a dumb little cicada. This is very immigrant related for me. When I look at this, I think of people that have come from a place where they've tried to escape a country and come to another country and they're just completely exploited, whether it's through like sex work or through any type of industry that capitalizes off them not having English or not being able to fully integrate at a higher level. So they go into these roles that are very low, and it's very demoralizing. And yeah, it's really upsetting. This image is upsetting to me. Also with this book, it's so brilliant because we've got this nice clean white page here, and then on the other side, we're telling the story. So story, art, and the layout is just so well done. The next page we have here is really interesting. We see him all cramped up in an office space there where he lives. He lives in a cupboard somewhere. It's kind of like a little bit Harry Potter-esque. And they pretend they don't know that he lives in, a very hard little space. If you've ever been living in the city or tried to live somewhere where the cost of living is just so high and the wage just isn't matching the cost of living that you're on, so you're constantly struggling and thinking of ways to survive. This artwork depicts that very much for me, where we see him, he's tucked away and forgotten. They pretend they know that they pretend they don't know because they don't give a fuck, they don't care. And it's really quite hard to watch. And, living in a little living space, it's way overpriced just to exist. I understand that. I've been there myself in my early 20s. Right up to my 30s, I was living in, really horrible rental places, or I couldn't get anything. And you feel it is very demoralizing. Where you live really does affect your mental health too. But we do the best we can, and that's what I feel this is happening. And then something's kind of happening. So 17 years are letting him go. And there's no party, there's no acknowledgement, there's no thank you for your services or your time. It's just clean your desk so we can get someone else to replace you, someone who will be younger than you. And it also, for me, I see this as how society views people when they get old. They aren't a part of the workforce, or they have served their prime time of contribution, and then they've just got to be forgotten about or, removed. Disappear, that kind of thing. This is probably one of the most powerful images. We see the character of the cicada walking up the stairs and the stairwell, and yet again, the depiction of the angular stairwell, it goes down into nothing. And he's going up to the top, and he's like, no work, no money. He's got nothing left to live for because he can't contribute. He's not wanted, he's not needed. For most people, this is just a daily grind of life. Like, this book is just me reading their life, basically. And then we get to the top, and we think, because this has got a really interesting suicide, we think, oh shit, oh no, he's gonna. And then we get to the top, and we've got this beautiful big open space. The use of minimalism here is just beautiful. No need for a cityscape either, because we're focusing on him. We're focusing on what he's about to do. And this is the page in the book where you almost get an anxiety attack and go, oh my God, he's gonna jump. But no, wait, something's happening. He's starting to open up. There's something within him. It's kind of reminds me of soul, or the workings of you leaving this life or getting ready to transform into something else. And then we have this beautiful illustration. The color work and the details, I get nice and close. You can see this paintwork is just phenomenal. Shawn, you are a master at this, master at storytelling. And it's almost like with these little hands, they're reaching up like, let me out, get me out of this life, get me out of here. It is a rebirth. And that's the thing about rebirth. When people think of the rebirth, they want to be the beautiful phoenix, but they don't realize in order to have rebirth, you need to die to something first. Something has to be let behind. Only through death, only through the ending of something can something actually be created. Destruction breeds creation too, which is what my book that I'm working on now is talking about. And we see him opening up, and then there we go. Look at that. He shed his old former self, this old gray, dull life, and he's off in the sky. And then we look, if we can zoom back out, all these other little cicadas. So he's not the only one. There's so many other cicadas that have all come and had this experience, and now they're moving on. This could be like leaving life, or leaving leaving this body, leaving this world, going somewhere else, flying away, and you've just had enough of this. You've had enough of this bullshit. You've had enough of the fuckery, and you're leaving, and that is just so well done. This beautiful image of all of the cicadas just flying up, all up in the air. It's just like so free. Here we see it was so trapped, so suppressed. And then we come back to them all flying away off into the sky, and they're going back to where they came from. They're going back to source. And I love that they have this little bit like cicadas all fly back to forest. Sometimes think about human. Can't stop laughing. Tock, tock, tock. And I just love the tock, tock, tock. Just like, it's like a ticking of a clock. It's like measuring of something. Time is only a measurement of something. And there's the name tag. It's dropped on the ground. Perfect way to end the book. And we've got like all the, the publishing details. And then we have that glorious, beautiful, natural world. And it's just so well done. And I just wanted to share this beautiful book with you and share my thoughts on this book, because this really speaks to me and it really inspires me. And I just absolutely adore this book. And if you enjoyed this video, leave some comments what you think, if my depiction or analyzing of it was accurate. And that is CICADA by Shawn Tan. And thank you for watching this video. Have a really good week, and sending you lots of love and lots of positive energy. Bye.